Well, happy 4th of July, everyone. You've probably seen that PwnCNC is running a 10% off sale on almost everything on their site. The only thing I've actually seen that's not covered by that 10% sale is their ATCs. Well, I thought I'd follow suit and run a 10% sale as well on everything on the site, nothing excluded. Just at checkout, use the coupon code July 4th. The sale will run through the 7th, just like the PwnCNC sale, and 10% off on everything. Now, I've been doing a lot lately in new product design and tweaking up some older designs. And well, there's really too many things on sale on the site right now to go over in its entirety. I do want to go through just some few highlights and let you know some of the things that I've been up to, a little bit what's new, and maybe something will trip your interest. First, the drag chains. I've been selling upgraded drag chains, 18x50s, for a while now. They've been very popular. A lot of people have gone that route. And if you've got a water-cooled spindle, this is the way, in my opinion, the only realistic way to support the volume that the volume and the weight that those water coolant lines are going to require. And in addition, they can support everything that I think you could realistically put on a Onefinity Elite machine. I've got, all sorts of stuff in mine, and there's still a little bit of room left over. Now, a couple things I've done a little bit differently. I redesigned the brackets here. I had some folks who were cutting the stock aluminum trough that came with the machine, the black piece of aluminum that supports the drag chain. They were cutting that to fit into the old style of brackets, which needed 2 chunks of aluminum angle per axis. Well, it breaks my heart to have to modify or, to ruin essentially, or to, I guess maybe it's repurposing, but to damage the stock parts. So I modified these brackets to support the stock aluminum trough without modification. So you can run it with 2 pieces of aluminum angle, which was the original way, and you can run it with 1 piece of aluminum angle and the stock trough per axis, and you could even run it with just the stock aluminum angle. Now, or the stock trough. Now, I'm not really advocating people do that because it leaves a little bit to be desired, but it is possible, and it would save you a fair bit of money in the aluminum angle if you wanted to go that route. Now, the reasons why it's not optimal is it's pretty flimsy compared to the 2 chunks of aluminum angle, number one. Second, there's no support on one side if you do that, so the drag chain wants to tilt a little bit towards the axis. And when it does that, it also kind of walks on the outside edge toward the axis. Now, I'm running my machine like that right now, and I haven't run into any real problems with it yet, but it doesn't look right to me. It doesn't look really the way it should. It looks like it's going to eventually cause a problem. And I'm going to add some aluminum angle to mine to prevent that problem. But if you're in a pinch and you want to save some money, you can use just the aluminum that came with the machine. So that's one. The other thing I've done differently is I've designed these out of a little bit different, or printing them now out of a little bit different material that allows a little bit more flex between the ears here of the Traveler when you're inserting the drag chain in. Out of all the units I've sold, I'm aware of 2 replacements that I've done for people who managed to break the ears. So it happened twice. That's too many times for me, so I put a little different material in there that's got a little bit more flex to it. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. Now, if you're buying a new spindle, another thing you might be needing is a dust boot. The Big Suck here is the most powerful dust boot on the market, at least the most powerful I've tested, and no one has told me I'm wrong about that either. It's not only is it the most powerful, but it's one of the most easy to use. It's got this removable front, which allows you to quickly access the collet to change tools, or to see what's going on from a video perspective if you want to film what you're doing, or if you just want to see what's happening while you're cutting. You pop this off and you can see that. Not only that, but you have this hot swappable brush track, which you can have multiple brush links laying around that you can just pull out and insert in just like that, and swap your brush links. So that's another really great advantage with the Big Suck. Now, if you've got an ATC, you may have a custom table like this one, in which case the Maximized tool racks are a great option. These are designed to allow you to maximize the Z clearance and Z travel of your machine while you're using the ATC. Now, a lot of other systems are going to require to drop the spindle way down and lose a lot of your Z clearance and Z travel that way. This doesn't do that. These are built to maximize the use of your system. Not only that, they're only 55 millimeter spacing, so you can put up to 23 tools on a Foreman. They're magnetically removable. They come in singles to quads and a 3D probe model, so you can buy them in quads, simplify the installation, and also save some money because the quads are a lot less expensive than 4 singles. Now, if you don't have a custom table like this, I just recently released the similar designs, but for T-track based tables like the QCW. They're really designed for the Foreman QCW, but you can really use these on any T-track. And one thing to really note here, the T-track on the QCW table is a little bit non-standard. So this does work with that non-standard T-track. It also works with standard T-track. If you're a QCW user, we'll stick on that chain. I also have now got some QCW attachments to mount on the front rail. This is the tool setter we offer, which is probably the first accessory just about anybody should buy with an ATC. Saves you from having to re-zero every time you change a tool. It's a huge time saver, a wonderful convenience. This particular tool setter is a 3-wire unit with a flip-flop circuit in it, so that prevents the system from detecting anything between a 0 or a 1. It's either 0 or it's 1. There's nothing in between. One of the more reliable units, got a dual LED color here, so you can see not only that it's powered when it's white, but when it's triggered, you can see it turn blue, so you get that visual indication both ways, so you know exactly what it's doing. And this will mount on the front of the QCW front tube, and it's mounted low enough that you can slide material off the front of the table without knocking into the tool setter, which I think is a big deal, and that's not the way the easy tool setter is from Onefinity. Now, another QCW accessory is a XYZ Probe Mount, and this comes in 2 flavors actually. One for the QCW table, and one for a custom table like this. The only difference really is the mounting mechanism on the back. And you've probably seen a lot of these actually on Etsy. People have designed a variety of different versions of these. I think this one's a little bit different, a little bit better. Most of them on Etsy are designed so that the banana plug is going down, and that's important again because you want it mounted low enough, if you mount it on the QCW, that your material is going to slide off the front without banging into this. So it is mounted like that, and the probe's down, or the plug is down, so it's easier to get that clearance. But this is the thing that's different from all the others that I've seen. The others, the nicer ones, have little pockets that you can set this magnet into, but you kind of have to fumble around with that. And I thought, you know what, the easiest thing to do is just have another magnet to stick it on, and you don't even have to think about it. You just, get it close, and it wants to pull itself there. Now, I've actually put 2 magnets on the bottom of this in case you had a different type of magnet, or it was this one from Onefinity happened to be reverse polarity in your situation. In that case, you just stick it on the other side, which here it doesn't want to stick because that's the opposite polarity. But that's a nice little thing as well. Now, if you're not happy with this and you'd like to move to the 3D touch probe, like I have, I also have the 3D touch probes. This comes with a magnetic cable, and if that cable isn't attached, then and you try to home, it's going to not move at all, and the screen here will say probe alarm. So you'll have to connect it, and then you can re-zero, and it will function like it's supposed to. Again, it's got the flip-flop circuit and the dual LED colors. The big advantage here, though, is you can never forget to have the magnet connected to the collet, because if this thing's not connected properly, it's just not going to move, and you won't be damaging your tools that way, or damaging this unit by jamming it in through the table or through your material. And then a couple other things. I've got these sidecars, these 2-button sidecars for park and home buttons. They're designed and they're chamfered around the edges to make it kind of look like the Masso screen. People always comment when they buy these how awesome they look. They're printed with the kind of material that gives them a really nice finish. The labels here are printed directly onto the parts so that it just looks clean and tells you exactly what it's going to do. They come in 3 different colors of buttons: white, yellow, and blue. They're magnetically removable, so you can pop them off easily when you want to open the door of the Masso. so they're not like bolted on to where they block you from opening the mouse, which is the way a lot of these are. And they're also pre-configured with all the electronics inside the housing here. So all you have to do is just wire up your 4 terminals and you're done. Super easy installation. So there's a version that is just that, and there's another version that makes space for the VFD keypad in case you wanted to remote it. I also sell another version for the Hunyan keypads. Those are a lot less popular than the Delexis sold in the PwnCNC, but that's an option also if you'd like to go that route. Well, I'll save the best for last. If you are getting an ATC or if you've already gotten one and you're unhappy with the dust boot setups that are available, take a look at the Sidekick. This dust boot was designed with the 150 machine and the PwnCNC ATC in mind. It has great performance. It's not quite as powerful as the most powerful dust boot on the market, but it is no slouch whatsoever. It is a very powerful dust boot, very effective. It has, again, removable tracks, so you can quickly swap between brush lengths. It is pneumatically controlled by the Masso, so it moves up and down when it's supposed to get out of the way so you can go make tool changes. And when it's done making the tool change, it'll move back into position, drop the boot back down, and carry on like it's supposed to. It is a kind of my coolest product, I think, at this point. The one that was the most fun to design. It's got a sensor in the boot as well, in the foot of the boot, so that when the track is not up, the Masso will know, so it will not move when the boot is down when it should be up. So if there's some kind of an issue, whatever that might be, the system's got a little fault protection built into it. So this comes with, and so does the Big Sec, by the way, comes with a 4-inch version and a 2.5-inch version, so you can go either way. There's also a Fein adapter available in case you've got a Fein dust collector. The Turbo 2 is what I've got the connection for now. If you've got something else you want to connect to it, let me know. I'd be happy to take a look at it and whip up a custom design for you. Well, that does it for now. Happy 4th of July, everybody. I'm going to go kick the ball around with the dog for a little bit.